Do you want to create the perfect content brief? But what is a perfect content brief? A good content brief is a brief that works for you and your team of writers. It contains the right information, the information you need to create the perfect content. We all have different ways of creating a content brief. Some of us like to have just a few information on the brief, like some writer directive and the content outline. Others prefer to have comprehensive content brief, very detailed, including SERP analysis, competitor analysis, the most frequent topic, and of course the content outline. So as you can see, there is a lot of ways to create a content brief. And this is why I would like to introduce a new feature with thruuu, templates for content brief. With this new feature, you are able to create any kind of layout, any kind of structure, and include any kind of information into your content brief. You can simply drag and drop the elements you like and create the perfect content brief for your team. Let's now have a look at this feature together. So to get started with the new feature, it's quite simple. Open the menu on the left and go to your templates. From here you can see the list of your templates and you can create as well a new one. So let's click on a new one. And from here now we can define the structure of our template. So let's start with a simple one. Here you can see there is a list of different elements and I will add writer directive. So here you can see there is this element added to my brief. And I will add as well another one, which is, let's say, the article summary and the outline. So a quite simple brief made of 3 elements. What you can do as well, you can collapse the view here if you want to reorganize the brief. It might be simpler like this to drag and drop elements to reorganize your brief the way you like. Okay, so this is a simple template. I will save it. I will call it simple brief. Okay, save. So that's it. Now the template is created. And so now when we create a new brief, so if you create a new brief, let's say I want to write a content brief about SEO content, for instance. Now you can see here at the bottom there is a list where you can pick all your template. And so the simple brief is the one we just created now. So I will select this one and I will create a brief based on this template. And now what you can see is that we have the writer directive block, the article summary block, and the outline block. Exactly what we defined. So quite simple. As you can see, in a few clicks you were able to create new templates and then start creating your brief using this template. Okay, so let's have a look at more detail. So I will go back to the brief now, sorry, to the template section. And I would like to explain something else. So I go back to my simple brief. And what you can do also is you can add boilerplate text if you want. So for instance here, general note, here you can add a default text. So maybe I want to say the website is thruuu.com. Please read these articles. Article A, article B. So what I do here right now is that I define a default text because maybe this brief will be used for every project related to the thruuu.com website. So I will have always the same text here informing my writers that the website is thruuu.com and that they have to read article A and B to give them some inspiration. So here also maybe for thruuu.com the audience is always the same, so maybe here I can have also a default audience, SEO and copywriters. So you see you can add, in some elements you can add boilerplate text. And so now when I save, I update, and when I create a new brief, so we just create again the same brief, SEO content, I will pick a simple brief, and now you will see that the default text is here. So again, it helps you to speed up your creation workflow. by using this boilerplate text. You don't have to always, all the time, re-enter the same information. So quite helpful, I guess. All right, so now let's have a look at all the elements. I will create a new template and I will add all the elements. So we can have walk through all the different elements you can include in your brief. So writer directive, this is element that you can use if you want to give some general information to your writer, like the audience, the region, search intent. Article summary, this element is used for your article summary. So here you can have the title, you can have the description, you can have the slug, the word count, the type of article, and the tone. Outline is the outline. So here you will define the structure of the headings, H1, H2, H3, and also you can have a look at the competitor from this element. Frequent question, this one will automatically grab the people who ask found on the SERP, and as well the most common question found into the article on the SERP. Top topics also here, so the top topics element will grab the most important topics discussed by the other article, and also you can select what kind of topics or keywords you want to inform your writer. SERP Insight, this displays some information about the SERP, the key metrics like number of results, the number of words in average, images, etc. Top title as well here, it's a competitive analysis. You can see side by side the title and the H1 of every single article on the SERP. Competitor analysis here, this one is also displaying the SERP, specific view of the SERP, so you can see all the organic article or content, and with some key metrics like page rank, words, images, and page type. Related search, so this element is scrapping or extracting the related search found on the SERP. Most cited sources as well here, so here it's extracting from the page. It's compiling all the links and lists the most used links by your competitor. Food for thought, this is elements that will list the top 3 articles, so maybe important information to read for your writer, and as well the top resources to read. So it compiles the top resources and the top articles. And you can as well add more information to this element. The links, so here you can add links, so internal links or external links, so you can define a list of links so your writer know what kind of links he should add to the brief. Competitors outline, so here as well it's a competitive analysis, so you can pick outlines from your competitor and display them to your writer. And finally, the free text. So here you can add anything, it's a free text. So it's quite an interesting block because, for instance, well, maybe you want to have something specific, I don't know, like some project requirements. So you can create your own block here, and maybe you want, and also it works with boilerplate text. So let's say I have specific requirements from a project. So in every page, you must include, I don't know, some keywords. So let's say through SERP, Google. So like this, you can create any a new block and describe what you need to include in your brief. So yes, and you can see that every element you can add it only once, but for the free text you can add it. You can add more than one. So it's up to you. You can add, like, I don't know, again, like writer directive, maybe not writer information, and here again you can put more information. So please keep number of words above 4,000, for instance. Again, if you want, you can, I mean, use it as you like, but be aware that there is free text and that you can use them to enter any kind of information. Okay, so what you can do also, you can reorganize your brief by drag and dropping. It might be more convenient if you collapse the view, because then it's a bit smaller, so you can reorganize your content like this. And also if you want to delete some elements, you can just click on delete and they will be removed. Okay, so here you can see all the elements. Of course, more elements will come over time. And now I will call it the complete brief, save. So now we created this complete brief, and I will show you how to use it, and also show you additional information. So also that you can change template when it's already assigned to a brief. So let's go back to my previous brief, and here you can basically select another template. So if you made any mistake, or if you want to change the template, you can do that. So we select the complete brief, and now when I click on my brief, you will see that now it includes every single elements that we picked previously, and you can start creating your brief. So here you can see it's a huge brief with a lot of information. Additional things to know, so also when you're on your templates page, you can see here you can duplicate a template. So if you want to create a new one and starting from an existing one, you can simply click on duplicate, and here you have a copy. Also, what you can do is that this little star, you can set a default one. So by setting a default one when you create a new brief, by default the default will be the one selected. So again, if you use all the time the same template, maybe it can be interesting to set one as default. So I hope you enjoyed the demo of this new feature, templates for content briefs. Over time, more and more elements for your content briefs will be available in thruuu. So stay tuned.